So, I want to talk about the People's Party. I've been very critical of the People's Party for a very long time, because I think the People's Party is fucking stupid. I think if you've ever been involved with the People's Party, you're probably stupid, but it's also, it's okay, we can make mistakes. You go in thinking, oh, we're going to break up the duopoly, and then, you get, you meet Nick Brana, and then you're like, oh no, what the fuck, right? So I get it, so I understand. So shout out to the volunteers, the people that actually want to make change in the world. I'm on your side here. But again, so this news broke with Paula Jean Swearingen, coming out and with a withdrawing of support from the People's Party. There's a bunch of new stuff going on. So before you add me to this witch hunt, I'll let you know that I gave my 2 weeks notice to end my contract today. If I wanted to be abused, deal with infighting, and blindly follow a leader, I would have stayed with the Democrats and kissed Joe Manchin's ass. Again, that's the thing, right? This is the first time in a long time that I agree with Paula Jean Swearingen, right? If you are going to be a lapdog, little scumbag, loser, moron, propagandist, you might as well do so for a team that has a chance at winning. The People's Party has no power. The only party of the People's Party, the only power of the People's Party is within the People's Party. Just fuck off and go to the Democratic. If you're going to be a little underling, loser, scumbag, might as well do so for a team that actually might have power, right? Why do so for some guy's little vanity pet project money laundering scheme? So again, being very clear with my position on that. But again, that's because I think Nick Brana is garbage. But again, so there's been a lot of information. My notifications tab. There's been a lot of information coming out. I am blocked from Paula Jean. Hopefully she'll unblock me. If someone can let Paula Jean know, please, I want to be unblocked. But anyway, so Status Quo got a lot of stuff posted. Whoops, I'm on the wrong thing. Hold up. I'm missing something, folks. I had something else pulled up. Where is it? Where is it? I'm losing it, folks. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I had another post. Oh no, it's gone. It's gone. Where did the post go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay. Found it. All right. We're good. We're good. We're in, folks. We're in. All right. So I wanted to also touch upon some of the drama going on in the People's Party as well. Okay. So again, they've got a lot of internal problems as well. I earlier said that one of the main reasons that they're firing a bunch of people is because Nick Brana is an anti-vaxxer, and he wants to basically have the People's Party make a public statement against vaccine mandates because he personally is an anti-vaxxer. And that's caused a lot of friction. But again, the friction is caused along the fault lines of the fact that Nick Brana likes to control the party. And people apparently, according to Status Quo, that did a big thread on this, people were apparently investigating because Nick Brana's father is apparently the Treasury Secretary on the People's Party board. And then there's also another thing that's really epic here. Apparently the Movement for a People's Party spent $20,000 on a new logo. They spent $20,000 on a new logo and never used it. And this is a year ago, more than a year ago. They spent $20,000 on a new logo, never used it. Again, so there's a lot of problems here. Nick Brana, I've covered this before, loves to fire people. This is not the first time that people have been fired from the People's Party with no say, with no warning, whatever. This is the fourth or fifth time since I've even been aware of their existence. But I want to look at this COVID mandate stuff here. That's just personal info that I don't need to read. Okay, so this one is really fascinating to me. Again, I just don't even know what the fuck. Okay. There are so many like them. That's part of why the, quote, scientific Nick Brana is parroting anti-vax nonsense, saying the scientific position is to not have people get vaccinated. That's the scientific position in Nick Brana's fantasy world. Pro-public health. It's actually better for public health to not vaccinate people in Nick Brana's fantasy world. Folks, 1 million Americans are dead. Nick Brana is telling people, oh, if you want to help public health, you'll be against vaccines. And populist, whatever that means, stance is to oppose COVID vaccine mandates. Getting the vaccine is a personal health decision based on individual factors such as age, underlying conditions, vaccine side effects, and natural immunity from previous infection. We know Omicron, for example, if you get infected with Omicron, you can get immediately reinfected. So, natural immunity isn't... We also know natural immunity is the best case scenario for natural immunity is that it's a lot worse than vaccine immunity. The best form of immunity is having the vaccine, getting the virus. It then will be very mild compared to if you weren't vaccinated. And then maybe you'll have like a vaccine, like immunity +1 or something. But again, the vaccine provides significantly better immunity than, quote, natural immunity. That is a naturalistic fallacy. Cyanide is natural, also not good for you. So again, reinfection is very common, especially with the Omicron variants. So, like, the idea that this is, like, again, Nick Brana, an anti-vaxxer. Everyone should have a right to get it, and no one should have a right to force you to get it. Would Nick Brana agree when it comes to washing your hands? What if I have dry skin? Right? And I work, let's say I work at a restaurant and I have dry skin. So when I wash my hands and use soap, you know, my skin cracks, you know, like, you know, it's super uncomfortable and kind of painful. So I don't want to, it's a personal medical decision for me to not wash my hands after I have diarrhea. So I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to have diarrhea. It's going to leak through the toilet paper as I wipe, right? And, you know, maybe I'll wipe my hand on my pants or something. You know, I don't want to be too gross. I'm not trying to be gross here. But again, when I wash my hands and use soap, it dries my skin out. And so it's a personal medical decision for me, you know, to not wash my hands before I go back to the kitchen. Right? Would Nick Brana agree with that? You know, sometimes, you know, I go home after washing my hands all day and, you know, my skin's super itchy. That's a side effect. Again, it's one thing if Nick Brana just wants to admit he's an anti-vax douchebag loser, okay? It's another that he's framing it as the scientific pro-public health position. It's better for public health for no one to get healthcare. Huh? Again, these are the people that love Medicare for all. They love Medicare for all, right? They're super engaged with Medicare for all. And that's why they want people to have the personal decision to not get free healthcare. The vaccine being free in the United States is one of the biggest wins for, like, the socialist stance of free healthcare that you could possibly see. Say, look, like, imagine if we ended the pandemic. Look, the vaccine was free for everyone. We all took the vaccine. The pandemic was over. And then, look, wow, isn't that a great example of public health and how socialized medicine can really, like, you know, make a society a lot better? Imagine if we did that with, like, the flu, for example. Imagine if we did that with things like cancer, right? If we just gave everyone healthcare, everyone would be a lot happier and society would be better. But instead, the people that claim that they're so far in favor of Medicare for all that it's going to make your head explode, right? They're actually against free healthcare. The one time in this fucking country, right, that we actually have access to an extremely good example of free healthcare. We have this, quote, populist movement, unquote, that is spreading anti-vax propaganda. Again, get fucking vaccinated. This isn't a fucking joke. I got my booster. Apparently, according to the new reports, you should get another booster after 4 months of the other booster. I'm down. It's been, what, 3 months for me since I've had my booster? Boost me again. Boost me until the cows come home. And then I'm not going to let you around those cows because you're probably a fucking meat eater, you little scumbag fucking Nazi piece of shit. But anyway, meat eaters aside, Jordan Sheridan put out a really good thread on this. That just basically showcases a lot of what has been going on in the People's Party that's caused such fractures. And again, Nick Brana being heavily on the anti-vax propaganda garbage has made a lot of the volunteers very uncomfortable. It's exacerbated the tensions. Also, his daddy works for his daddy controls the fucking wallet of the organization, and they spent $20,000 to an unknown organization for a logo that they never used. All of these problems and more. Also, where's their 2022 candidates? Where are the 2022 candidates that they said were going to come up? I'm waiting. Not seeing any 2022 candidates. But again, they're going to run for someone in 2024, right? They're going to run someone in 2024, right? Right? They're going to do it. They're going to run Jimmy Dore for president. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. Their first and only candidate that will ever run is going to be Jimmy Dore for president in 2024. Guarantee it. Calling it now, folks. Calling it now. But anyway, the People's Party, not looking so good. Paula Jean Swearingen, their highest profile member, has publicly trashed them for the last 24 to 48 hours. And I'm here for it. I think it's great. So, again, everyone, reminder. Do not wash your hands when you go back to work. Get that diarrhea in my food, because otherwise, it's tyrannical. Having health standards and safety standards when it comes to a kitchen is tyranny. It's literally government tyranny. It's overreach. So, anyway, Nick Brana's a dum-dum.